But, yeah, we would sneak out first block and go smoke. We'd come back super high in the middle of class. We had like a substitute. We'd just go. And no one really knew we were high. We and him left almost every a good bit at one point. Then he went to juvie or something, or he went to A school like halfway through the year.
Third block, he took me and smoked mid, man. It was mid. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I came back like a goddamn clown. Bro, I had a fucking red nose, a wig, big ass shoes on, and it hit me when we got to the Circle K, right? It's lunch break, and we're like, we're gonna get something. I remember looking at the setup of all the snacks, thinking about how the manufacturers set it up,
Yeah.
organized their product, and I was like, why can't I decide what I want to fucking get? Did I even know what I want to get? I came back, man, I was fucked up. I just sat down and just like looked like this. That was the second highest I ever been in school.
Really? Oh, in school. Dude, going to school high was like, you saw everybody's personality just like so fucking amplified. Like, everyone looked like cartoons to me. I was like, oh my god, everyone's so weird.
I just love people watching, like seeing interactions happen when I'm high. Not that I don't want to interact, but I like seeing what people are about and really getting deep into what they're thinking, what they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
How they're presenting their ideas.
Yeah, I love people watching too.
In the mix.
I just studied, like, for the first, like, bit of, like 8th grade to, like, junior year, I just kind of was quiet and sat back and just observed. That's all I did.
Senior year, you interacted?
Senior year is when I got out of my shell, I would say. But the only people I really, like, interact, like, was my friend group, like, where I would get, I mean, I had friends outside of y'all, but it was just, like, I wasn't so purely myself, I guess, or truly expressing myself until about senior year. I was just comfortable with like who I was, yeah. But yeah, we all were hanging out. We met you and Shelton like sophomore year, I think, beginning of sophomore year.
Yeah, that's when I started hanging out with him.
I knew Alex, Caleb in 8th grade, but we started becoming good friends in 9th grade.
So the first time I ever saw Monty, chilling with Sheldon, we're doing our weird shit. We're just weird as hell.
You guys were so weird.
I mean, we still are, but we're more developed in our weirdness.
I mean, you guys are conscious now, I feel like.
Yeah, we just didn't know what was going on or how the clique was working. Well, we were good for each other. We knew that.
Yeah.
So we were hanging out, and then Monty, you know, I was like, you know, what you been up to? You know, I've been hanging out with Monty. He lives right down the road. You know, he smokes too, and he was just getting into it.
Did Shelton tell you this, or are you saying you did first?
This is what Shelton had told me about Monty.
Okay.
And I was like, cool, I'd like to get some weed, because we weren't that far into the scene where we could just get it like that. So he was like, yeah, Monty can get weed, man. He got me weed one time. I was like, all right, let's set this up, man. I gave Monty maybe $20 for like a gram, some loud. And he pulls up in that silver Acura, and he was doing lifeguard shit at that point, I think, and he's wearing his shades and stuff, coming out real cool, like. And,
yeah. Oh yeah, he was so into himself back then.
Oh yeah. So he pulls out the sack. I didn't know much about it, but man, that had to have been like a .3. He was telling me some shit about how like something got fucked up in the process or something. Nigga gave me a .3. It was good stuff, but I remember him telling me some shit about how you couldn't get it all the way up to 1 gram. I don't remember.
But you guys still bought it? Would buy it for cheap or just?
I already gave him the money at school or something, and then he was supposed to get it after school and come over.
And he probably smoked the other bit of it. He was so just into drugs. Drugs was like his fucking. Like he didn't. I don't know. Ooh, watch right now. There we go. But
what the fuck?
Damn! Careful. Jesus. There's fucking obstacles everywhere on this road. You're gonna die. Were you ever like friends? Like you and Caleb were like ever close, or was it just kind of like around like Alex?
Just around.
Yeah.
Just around. I was closer with Alex than I was Caleb. Caleb was like that distant cousin you didn't see too much. See, I knew he was friends with y'all.
Yeah. He was never. I felt like the energy changed when he was around.
It did.
Alex would.
He played too much, man. He'd always try to like start tackling you and start punching you.
Oh yeah.
And I love like dicking around and shit.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to chill.
Yeah, when you start doing it too much, you're gonna get people pissed off.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Caleb doesn't have like the chill factor. He can't sit back and like talk in a way. He can a little bit, but you know, he's constantly needs to. And Alex would feed off him and try to be more aggressive in a way. It's just weird. Like everyone just fucking. That was my problem. I was like, God, why does everyone act fucking different when there's different friends here? Like, everyone was so like would change up their tune if whoever was around. And I was like, let's just fucking hang out.
Let's be us. Hang out.
Why does everyone got to be so feudy?
I'd always disappear.
Yeah, that was one thing I kind of didn't like what you did. You kind of did stuff where we'd, if I had to pick one thing, it was like we'd be sitting there having a conversation, you get up, and then Shelton follows you everywhere, and you kind of ruin the interaction of what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, and so everyone would just, like, oh, why are you going over there? Like, what, almost like you wanted to be followed or something. I was like, can we all just stay and chill?
You always try to get me like to stay. Like, hey man, just sit down. I'd always be doing something for the group, like getting like a little water, and then I go on like a little mini adventure or something, or I go clean Shelton's room because it is a fucking garbage can.
I guess you kind of couldn't sit still for a little bit either. You're kind of like...
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm 80 something. I don't know the difference between ADD and ADHD.
Me neither. Is it just
at all?
Focus and the other one's like energized? Attention deficit?
I think the ADHD is where like you can't sit still, but you still have where you can't focus on something, but you have to be moving.
I thought ADD is like you can't focus. Attention
and the ADD
deficit
is just the fact that you can't pay attention.
Yeah. ADHD was the same. Hyper disorder? You're just kind of hyper?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I have a little bit of both.
I know I have OCD.
It's
not in a way that's like I gotta make my room perfectly, but like, I'll do things that are very like, even with thinking and stuff, everything's very like
meticulous.
Yeah, very categorized. I make lists and shit of how everything needs to be done. It's like, but I'm able to kind of control it where I can like, you know, kind of like fucking, what's the word? I don't know where I'm going. I mean, it's just kind of like, I kind of live with it. I try not to get it where it's controlling me, where I freak out. But it's like, I definitely got a small dose. My mom was telling me like, yeah, I noticed you had OCD when you were pretty little, because I would like stack my toys and stuff in certain ways. I'd put them in a certain order, and I'd freak out if it got out of line. So yeah. I was like, I had like something wrong.
I keep my shit pretty clean, but I don't think I'm OCD.
You're just orderly. OCD is kind of like you freak out. Like, I don't know, you kind of
can't handle it.
You can't, yeah.
Well, with it, I know I'm ADD or ADHD or something, because
you have ADHD for sure, something. But even you've calmed it down a lot. You just got to learn to control your brain. That's all you got to do.
I think going to basic really helped that. Like just being sporadic about shit.
What do you mean? How did basic do it for you?
Just a structure. I couldn't just be jumping all around. I knew I had to do this, and I was okay with it. I was okay with sitting in formation for an hour or whatever, because I had no choice.
Yeah. How was basic? Was it tough?
No.
It was not tough at all for you?
Well, it was tough.
It's basic?
It was tough. It was a mental game, because you had a lot of time to think. Like at night and shit.
You're already orderly, though.
Yeah. As far as actually doing the stuff, cakewalk. It's like in the middle of it, like you wake up in the morning, you know you have to do this whole fucking day. You aren't around anybody but these random people from all across the fucking United States.
Yeah.
A lot of culture shock with everybody.
Really?
And with that, a lot of 0.6 miles?
No, 0.5, yeah. So you're turning up here on exit 259.
A lot of culture shock, and two, it was tough because the stuff that we were doing wasn't bad, except for the first couple days when you're getting used to doing all the push-ups. But everybody got sick because we brought all kinds of like fucking sicknesses
from different parts of the world. Like everyone's like, probably made you stronger, immune system stronger.
Probably, but I was sick for like half of basic training.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, everybody's sick. You're waking up. You only have like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That sucks. And then almost everybody's going through caffeine or nicotine withdrawal. So after about 2 weeks, it settled down.
So 2 weeks of it kind of fucking sucked. How long is basic?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
So the 2 weeks really fucking sucked because we were just in there and the drill sergeants were pretty strict on us. I mean, they're strict all the time, but...
So that's a little over 2 months.
Sick, you're going through withdrawals, you can't see your family or any of your friends, you don't know what's going on in the world. Like, I was writing this girl that worked with me right before I left. She's like, yeah, I'll write you and shit. And I was just telling her that I didn't have anybody to write, really.
Yeah.
So every week she'd send me like the top 10 songs, top like popular tweets.
Who was this girl?
She's younger. I think she's still a senior even right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But she was cool. She wrote me. She actually drew me a picture of like a Dragon Ball Z character.
That's cool, dude. I'm writing Lauren right now.
And it makes like all the difference when you're there. You have no communication. Like when it's mail call day.
I bet it's
like
great. When
yes.
When you get mail, it feels so good.
I do 5 push-ups for 20 push-ups for each piece of mail.
Really? They made you do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I kind of want to go through basic just to do it. I just want to see. I just want to test my body, and I want to be put into like some kind of organized environment or structural like program. I want to be tested. I want to like make myself like a better like person. I guess physically, I want to go like to a boot camp or some shit just to get me fucking ripped.
Well, I was ripped as hell coming out of basic.
Oh really?
Hell yeah.
I don't understand what you do now for the military. What's the National Guard do? You're National Guard, right?
Yeah. So all right. So the Guard is a state program. It's to defend the state. It's the state militia.
That's pretty cool. So if people attack here, you're the fucking army that's getting ready to...
Actually, the active army can't hold guns or weapons in the streets. So it's actually a law to where the guardsmen, we can wield an M4 or M16 in times of
that's pretty fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Military is more like, we're going to push you out like active duty. It's like, we're going to push you out, you're going to do these things over here. And you're going to be in a controlled environment.
I think it's smart that they don't make it one big military thing, because that could take over. I'm glad it's cool that they have different branches that balance everything out.
So like if, like Hurricane Matthews, my brigade got activated to, I'll take a left.
Keep going straight. Next left.
My unit got activated for Hurricane Matthew, so we secured, like, people would be robbing and shit, like, especially with Hurricane Katrina.
Wait, so you went somewhere when Hurricane...
No, I was still in boot camp. So when Hurricane Katrina hit, the guards from all the surrounding states got activated and pushed into Louisiana, and there's a lot of, like, rioting and, what's it called? Looting going on. So they had to secure like sites like Walmart and shit, and secure it, make sure like shit wasn't getting stolen, broke into, robbed.
Huh.
Thieves and shit.
It's crazy to think that the United States, this area, the land over here, has barely ever had war on it, besides like the Civil War. Besides the Indian Massacre. If you go past the Civil War, what kind of no wars have happened on the fucking besides Pearl Harbor bombing and 9/11? That's the only thing that's ever happened.
Pearl Harbor was way in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's not even really like
attached to us.
It's not even.
And that gives us an advantage as a country because we're isolated.
Thank God we got Alaska. When I look at like the map and stuff, we got like Hawaii's a perfect fucking base hub, or just like an area close to the Pacific area. Then we got Alaska right there by Russia, so we're ready over there. Russia, that was a dumbass mistake selling us Alaska, I think. They were selling for like stupid cheap, like cents an acre. Yeah.
For cents an acre. And I don't know, that would have gave them a good clutch point versus us.
Oh, dude, imagine Russians being right above us over there, having cities and shit that speak in Russian. That's nuts. Why do they give that away? There's fucking oil all up in there, too? That was so dumb. I don't know why they did that. Well, thank God we got it, but...
Yeah, and that's what keeps us safe, because Europe's going through a shitstorm of plague in the sense of they have a lot of ISIS trickling in through, you know, all the terrorist attacks.
The
happening
refugees,
in Europe.
yeah.
Refugees pushing through, and Germany agreed to take in 1 million refugees.
Yeah.
And we were built on immigration, but there's a point you have to say, you know, this amount, you know, we know that 90% of them are fine, you know, it'll be fine, but we're worrying about population density. We need to maintain what we have over here, being isolated, or else it's gonna...
What do you mean maintain it being isolated?
I mean, the culture is coming in, it's fine, and everybody immigrating, but when you go out of your way to say, oh, all you refugees are fine here, America needs to stop putting their fucking fingers in all the shit happening in the world. If we stay to ourselves and focus on ourselves, rather than getting intertwined in all the conflict,
we need to fix our shit first until we start meddling with others.
49, 51% of our budget is dedicated to the...
But at the same time, dude, I'm a little... a lot of that money can go to fucking college, fucking... educating, yeah. And, or just making college cheaper and shit. Making healthcare cheaper. Making tons of stuff better. Like, we spend way too much on military. And... what was I about to say? Based on... I had a line of thought I was on. But yeah, at the same time, I kind of feel like I get worried that maybe some country or some movement or some political party...
Why are we going backwards?
I have no idea. Are you looking at it? Are you looking at it? You might have... No.
What the fuck?
Shitty tits. Alright, it's just gonna... We're gonna hit the exit up here. Windy Hill Road. And then we'll just kind of cut back in. But, yeah, dude, I'm just scared. Like, I'm kind of glad at the same time we have a military that keeps an eye on some shit spreading. You know, like, I'm worried that some kind of thing will take hold and, like, some crazy political movement or something. And, you know, and they've conquered all this land, and I'm glad that we're kind of there to, like, hey, don't want this shit to grow. But I don't know.
Well, the war we're trying to face. Is it right here?
Yeah.
Goddamn fuck me.
It's a fucking spaghetti. I don't even know what fucking noodle we're on. It's all over the place.
If you look at a map overview of Atlanta versus a map overview of New York City, it's insane how organized they are up there.
Oh, it's way better. Dude, when I went to Dallas and just went to Houston and all the cities in Texas, it is so much more advanced. It is so much more just, it's not much traffic. Everything is orderly. It's huge. The roads, it's like perfectly built for masses of people. Atlanta is just like a clusterfuck. It's literally a clusterfuck of fucking roads all over each other. Charge. You charging your phone now?
No. It's a clusterfuck, yeah. But alright, so this fucking war we're putting our hands in, it's not going to be successful because we're fighting an ideology of generations being brought up with the same mindset.
Yeah.
These people being born into thinking that, you know, the Americans are bad, or, you know, you need to bomb yourself to go to heaven. And it's a counterinsurgency. I mean, just basically we invade this place and say, we want to take down your leader, reestablish a government, and say, you know, we shot at you, we bombed your shit, but really we're here to help, you know. See, I mean, you see a bunch of folks in uniforms with weapons just fucking hanging out in your country. You know, you feel some type of way, you feel like you need to take up arms.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't even know what we're going to do, because it's just, maybe Islam needs a reformation. They need to reform it, like, just like Christianity went through. And they kind of are in some parts. It's good, but there's so many shitty spots in the world that have adopted, you know, just like a shitty spot as in terms of their economy and their and just their lack of natural resources and stuff besides oil, and then they happen to be Islam. It's like, I don't know what they need to do. I don't know. I guess they need a political structure and money, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm trying to think, because like, think Saudi Arabia, for example. They have crazy laws in terms like with women, you know, having to wear a hijab, what are they called?
Yeah.
And habab or whatever. It's like, all right, these guys are pretty well established country in terms of wealth and stuff, and then they're over here doing these crazy, they believe in all this shit. But I don't know, I mean,
what the fuck?
Taking a left up here. What's going on in this fucking shit? Are people dumb and not want to go to the... Are they parked?
I don't know, man. I'm so confused.
Ride share, right lane. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. What?
I'm so confused.
What's going on? Are you looking at this?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool.
So, we're fighting an unwinnable battle, essentially. Ooh, I can make this.
You don't think that we can establish some kind of order, though?
Over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we also have to concentrate on ourselves, and especially at this time and age when things are developing so rapidly, that it isn't going to be won by putting your fingers into oil. And
that's all it is, though. It's for resources. It's like, oh shit, if we can get over here and get involved in their politics or in their war, we can get natural resources from them. We can get oil. We need oil. That's what the biggest industries are. The oil companies, the gas companies. Everything, it runs off all that.
I mean, if we sat down and really try to work on developing an alternative energy source,
that needs to happen.
We wouldn't be so worried. The politicians and people in charge wouldn't be as worried putting our fingers in places we don't belong.
Exactly. I don't understand, but there's so much old money that are holding on to the oil companies, that like they're fucking banking, and our society's runs off that, and you know they don't want to let go. You know, I mean, look what Trump did with the fucking. This is stupid. Like, there wasn't a lot of things for me to like blame on Trump, but the biggest thing, right now, is the shit he pulled out of the fucking that Paris Agreement thing, with the whole like developing more alternative fuel companies and stuff. They just gave 300 million jobs, or like 3 million jobs to China, because they're gonna start working on alternative ways of energy.
Well, if they're a possible enemy, that isn't a good thing to be giving up.
That's it.
Rather than us working on it.
Just on an economy sense, we're going to be still running on oil while these other countries are banking off this next wave of economics. Basically, the solar industry, the electric car industry, and all that. They're going to be at another level than us, and they're going to save a lot more money. And we're going to get to a point where we don't have that much oil anymore, and it's going away, and like we don't know where to.
Wars aren't going to be won, and economies aren't going to be made off oil in the next 10 years. The real gem piece, all your eggs in the basket, that basket is going to be technology. Wars are going to be won with technology.
Dude, thank God you remember my hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, technology for sure. It's just, and just the fact of like, I don't know. I'm so surprised how oil works. Like, it's just like, how have we not ran out? There's so many fucking cars, and what a lucky thing to be in the ground. Some dinosaur fucking dinosaur juice in the fucking earth that we just suck up, and it happens to have so much energy to keep society running. Like everything, you look at the car. Based on the car, if we didn't have a car, we'd still be so behind. Everything would be so behind in every form of technology. We wouldn't have planes. We wouldn't have fucking roads. I mean, we had roads for like carriages and shit, but no one would be able to move. Our whole economical structure would break down because like trading goods and shipping goods would be so far back. If think about if oil just wasn't a thing. Just think about, oh, that's just not part of our world. That doesn't happen. Dude, we'd still be fucking
behind.
Way behind. We'll be sitting fucking, maybe we might, eventually we'll probably invent ways of electrical, probably.
Yeah.
But it would take a while for it to finally kick in. We just got a huge head start with finding oil and using it and putting it in cars. Like, we'd still be like in little villages and shit. People wouldn't really travel at all. What you would think about, where you would only go down to the gas station, like to where you like in your local town. I'm trying to visualize where you're at. You would probably every now and then go to the market to get food. Like,
yeah.
You just walk.
I walk once a week to Walmart to get everything I need.
Yeah.
And come back.
Think about how different life would be. People would be more gathered in these weird communities. Think about.
It'd be a tighter knit community, though.
Way tighter, it'd be nicer probably, but probably would create a lot more conflict too. Think about that. Well, maybe like, oh, he's not part of this town. Who's this? You know, it's very like, we don't like your kind around here. You know, it's not. It's gonna be like that. Now it's like we're all interconnected with cars. It's easy. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's fine.
You are
yeah.
coming in.
But if some random,
imagine in your 5-mile radius how many people you actually know.
Oh yeah. Just today's standards.
Still none.
But back if we didn't, if this thing, this little theory I'm throwing out.
Are you talking about cars?
Yeah, saying if there was no oil or anything, we would know everybody. You know everybody. Be like, oh shit, go to Miss Clarkson's house and go get some sugar.
Well, do you think that that's applicable to the reason that we don't have such of a sense of pride as a nation and as a people? We all have these fucking bouncy ass moral maps that we tread on.
I think we're pretty patriotic. America is. You know,
I don't think it is.
Maybe not as it was.
It'd be if we had a better sense of community and didn't have the trickle up effect.
Yeah, the idea of community is
huge.
Dude, it's what it should. That's why I think religion's very popular, because it gives a sense of community. You go to church, you see everyone's, oh hey. That's what humans want. They want community. They want to be around all the people. They want to be loved. Social interactions, yes. So
you don't find as often with just regular day to day.
Yeah, we need something like that doesn't indoctrinate a shitty way of looking at the world with religion. We should have a community.
A way to gather.
We need a way of gathering. Yeah, we need a way of like
talking about ideas, sharing knowledge.
And I guess you could say we need like some kind of almost some kind of center. I feel like every city should have like a community center, basically. But you go there, it's more updated. You can go in there and learn anything you want to. They have classes and shit.
What if it's sort of required?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but you can't really force people what to do too. That's when it gets weird.
True, but we would benefit off of it.
Oh, we'd so would.
I mean, prisons. They have things where it's, you know, help do some of this workload above and learn your skill set. So when you get out, you're going to be more inclined to bring a positive to the community and thus to America than you would if we just did it on the brim bone, you know, just keep you in here, keep you locked up.
Yeah.
So it's voluntary. We even pay out a little bit for people to come out and learn these skills.
And almost if that would probably create a mono kind of culture though, if you forced everyone to go to one little thing and be like everyone's doing the same shit. It might be better this way because you have communities growing on their own. Like you go to the local thrash metal fucking band concert and you see all the people in there. It's a community. They see each other every Saturday. They come in. You know, if they have a good system going, you know, they got tons of bands playing and people are in bands. You know, you have like think about the Masquerade not Masquerade, but Gallery 13. At one point, there was a little community there. There was people. There was people who knew each other. There's people who were, and you could say that about.
Side note, the music community's very
strong.
Very strong. You know, you see somebody that likes the same kind of music you do. That's a very connecting feature.
Oh, very, very.
Why do you think that music brings people together in such a way? Because I haven't seen a community that's quite as respectful and generally giving. You know, not giving, but accepting, I guess.
Oh yeah. You know Rao Reynolds, Inner Shikari's frontman.
Yeah.
He did a speech talking about music being probably the strongest force that binds communities. I think he was on to something. I think it's like the biggest way of connecting and uniting people. Because I mean, just look. The evidence is right there. When you look at we were watching, or no, maybe I might have showed you that. But like just a singer on a stage having people jump to a sound he's making. He's controlling a crowd. And I think it might have started off with people just hitting shit on the rocks and stuff, making little beats. You know, people.
Why is that a thing in our head that we register these notes? And this sequence of notes sounds good. Music instills this feeling in me. Like minor scales will just sound sad, you know, heavier if you play it right. But with the major scales, it's more of a happy, upbeat kind of feel. Yeah. Why does certain sounds make us feel a certain way? Why? And it's like an organization of time. Like time's moving. We're able to throw a beat in there. Boom, we pretty it up. We make it nice and like, oh shit, I can move to this. Why are we? I guess just our brains sync up with the beat, and it makes us. It's like a nice format of time for us. Yeah, we feel like we're in a pattern, and at the same time, you can add on to it. Like I guess we just like pretty sounds. I guess think of nature when you hear some birds. Not all. I mean, some birds are annoying, but I'm a bird. But maybe the reason we hate like some sounds are sad or scary is because when we heard like a tornado or a fucking earthquake, we're like, oh shit. Those sort of resonate. Yeah, it's like in our DNA. Kind of frequency. Yeah. What if there's some culture? What if there's like some alien planet where when they hear like deep, scary sounds and like very dark tones, they get happy. But when they hear high pitched and shit, like they get all sad. It's like the opposite. Based off however they evolved or whatever shit they went through. Yeah. Man, if we got to see a alien species, bro, that would be the shit. I mean, even if it was the end of us, I'd still be sort of happy, like, oh, this is sort of what the fuck they are. Yeah, I mean, I just want to know, even if it's I don't think they would be immediately aggressive. I mean, we're talking about the grand scheme of things. I mean, we're talking about resources as far as oil goes, but as far as a planet that's habitable, in reference to a sun, or a star, those are rare. You know, we can find some that are 10 light years away. There's currently a mathematical formula that actually predicts just in our galaxy that if there are planets that are habitable, those are a rare occurrence in the universe, the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So that would be a place that may be overpopulating. They may need it, but I don't feel like they'd be outwardly aggressive towards us. I mean, I like to think that too, but another thought that makes me think is like maybe there's some super advanced race or some super advanced creature or being that's out there that has billions of years of evolution than us, and they've conquered galaxies maybe, and I think they might look at us as like a little anthill. You know how we're walking around down the street and like, oh, there's a little anthill, smash this bitch. It's like they'll probably look at us as like some cute. This is like a little fucking look at these little creatures. Yeah, but if they need something, like they need to get resources, they probably will fucking end us. I mean, I like to say, yeah, they'll be friendly with us, but I think they're at another level of thinking of the universe in a moral aspect. Maybe, who knows? Maybe their morals develop differently than us. Maybe they don't have the whole same way we look. What they would have to develop. Spock kind of thing. They don't have empathy. Well, they probably would have to develop empathy because they couldn't create communities. They couldn't work together, right? So they would have to make decisions in a social setting. Or, you know, maybe AI probably took over their world, and now there's these like robotic kind of bio machine half organism thing roaming the universe just so it can feed itself. So it attacks other planets and sucks up their like core and like it takes all the energy off that planet so it can keep surviving. Maybe it's like a virus that's growing out there, that's some ancient
civilization created, and it's just like total haywire. It's just like it's almost like a god, maybe, like maybe some kind of like godlike thing that's out there that's probably swallowing shit, you know, just eating it just so it can stay alive.
But what if they mastered the art of feelings and emotions, and that's the thing? Or do you think that's a very unique thing to us?
I would say they would have, maybe for an organism, they would have to have that, right? They would have to have some kind of moral, because if they didn't have morals, or like, they would just be killing each other, you know? They'd be like, okay. They wouldn't be as advanced as they are if there was not some form of empathy and working together, you know? So, I mean, they might just be like angels. They might be super...
In touch.
Yeah. They might be
billions of years of evolution.
Oh, dude, think about how much... Just a million years. Think how much...
A million years can change.
Million! That's insane. It could be like... We've only been here for humans. They actually just found in Morocco, they threw back the human star. We were actually about 100,000 years old. They thought we were only 200,000 years old when the first humans started sparking up. They found some skeletons in fucking Morocco. That's 100,000 years old. So I don't know what my point was with that.
I hate a million years of evolution.
The day after I drink, dude, my brain's not as sharp, man. I can like tell. I can't think of shit.
You're talking about a million years of evolution, what it can do to you.
Yeah.
Given that these species or aliens or angels, whatever the fuck they are, could possibly have had billions of years.
Look at that UFO.
But if the Big Bang actually happened, how long until the mass of the guts of the universe was cooled down enough and settled enough and not actually traveling that fast?
Yeah.
Would it be able to be inhabitable?
Well, I think there's so many variables, you know. There's so many areas in the universe that happen to be flung out that way, and it cooled off quicker. You know, there's probability. We don't even know if the universe could be fucking infinite. We don't know where it ends. It's all over the place. There's trillions of galaxies, and with the galaxies, there's trillions of stars. That's fucking... We can't even fathom. We're a little dust mite. Not even a dust mite. We're a dust mite to a dust mite. We're so fucking small.
I think they were saying it was something like, man, I heard this somewhere. Fucking... There's as many stars in just one galaxy as there are grains of sand on Earth.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard that.
That's a lot of fucking stars.
Isn't that fucking crazy? Just imagine that.
What is it? 60.
Is that really a real thing? Like, think about every little grain on every beach. Holy shit. That's insane.
And not even that, but there's sand underneath, not just on the surface, on the shores. Bro, the whole fucking underneath the waters is sand. The whole Pacific Ocean. Pretty much a whole fucking thing, just feet of it, for hundreds of miles.
We can't even fathom.
Can't even fathom that number.
Also, here's another crazy thing I heard. That the universe is still expanding. We happen to be waking up at a good time because we're able to see that we're expanding. But future civilizations that might arise, they're going to think they're just alone. Because it's going to be so separated.
Far out.
Yeah, they're never going to have any type of telescope to ever be like, oh shit, there's another star. It's just going to be dark.
We're pretty dense still.
We're still dense. Yeah, we happen to be waking up in a bit. But it's going to get so spread out. There's going to be civilizations that are like, oh, we're just by ourselves. Wouldn't that be so sad? Well, think of how crazy it would be. It's nothing but dark. You will not... Well, basically how it is now. You see no stars. You just have that one star you have, and you happen to be circling around it. You probably have a moon or something, too.
I said the next couple billion years is actually going to spread out to where... I mean, just... As far as principle goes, the separation of that mass is just going to be so infinite. Like, there's not... Like, what is outside of this cluster of universe?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
If you look past, when you actually look into the sky, and you're looking at... okay.
Oh, you got it?
Okay. Looking at the sky, you're actually looking back in time. Because the light travels actually at light speed. When you look at that cluster, you can see back 14 or so billion years. You're actually seeing what's still spreading because the light's only now traveling.
Yeah, it's just now getting
as far as you can see, This is what's happening.
Isn't that nuts? This is like how.
So what happens when you actually perceive what's past that?
Well,
is there something that's further on the scale of infrared, ultraviolet? Is there like another facet of perception we can use to see what's past that? Or
I'm sure there is. I think we just organized it in a way that we can just understand right now. I think we're gonna find shit that's gonna break the walls down. But like, you know, time and space was literally created when the Big Bang happened or whatever happened. And so when you go outside of it, space doesn't exist, time doesn't exist. Like, I think it's just something that maybe
it's a concept we have created ourselves to bring justification of what it is.
We have no idea.
We can't fathom the fact that there could be nothing, or this could not be real.
Yeah, I mean, maybe outside of this universe, there is other universes that work on different physics. They have way different laws. Things are moving through dimensions, like squid-like fucking things, teleporting and going through different dreamlike states and shit. Maybe it's totally, we can't even wrap our heads around it because we have no thing to connect it to. It's something so beyond.
It's like a goldfish in a fucking pond in Lowe's.
Exactly.
You're just looking around. It can only remember up to 2 seconds, and then it forgets, and all it sees is the fucking boundaries of its pond, rather than being able to have. It's impossible for it to fathom the concept of an engine.
Oh yeah.
Or an economy.
Or just bringing a caveman here, or just a guy from fucking BC, like 2000 BC, and just be like, hey, bring him to New York City and walk around. He's gonna fucking flip. His brain is gonna think
explode.
And there's probably shit like that to us all across the universe that we would lose our fucking marbles if we saw it. We have no way of attaching to it. We have no way of, like, we couldn't dream it because we have nothing because everything you dream is stuff you've already connected in this world and everything you've seen, you know? If you can't just make up fucking shit. I mean, your brain will put stuff together and make up stuff, but you can't really just think of a new
concept that isn't already known.
Yeah,
that's sort of like with music. You know, when you're making music, it is derived from something prior. You don't have a completely unbiased mentality when you're making music because you've heard it before.
Yeah, you have to know the beat structure.
It's always derived from something else, like. Rock came from a mix of country and blues.
Yeah.
From country to blues to rock.
Yeah.
You know, it's not completely unbiased. So you can't just, all right, fucking metalcore from.
Yeah, you just happen to know metalcore.
Just happen to know.
So everything has to grow off something.
Not far-fetched, but if you jumped 2,000 years as far as music goes, you're just gonna be lost in the fucking sauce.
Just lost in the what?
Sauce.
Lost in the sauce?
Lost in the sauce.
I remember that. Yeah, I mean, think about what's going to be in the future. I'm scared because it's going to like this like electronica kind of shit. Like, I don't want the instrument to die, you know? I like the idea of hearing someone play the guitar. I like someone playing the drums. Like, there's a skill to it. I don't want it to go to where we're just fucking hitting buttons on a laptop. I mean, you're not.
Well, I mean, that leads to the idea of virtual reality and what everything tangible here is going to be left behind. If we're living in this virtual reality, we're perceiving a good time, and we can play the guitar in the virtual reality.
I think, man, virtual reality, that might be where all the other civilizations are. I think they get to a point of getting so advanced, they literally just make a better world within the computers, and they just all plug themselves in. They probably have shit that feeds them, and they don't allow any breeding. They leave like maybe a good 100,000 people on this planet. They're all locked in. They're being fed. They have machines, you know, growing the food and stuff, making sure you're like, or hell, maybe they can live forever. They don't need food. Maybe they design a way where their body makes food for them, and they're living in this heaven constantly. They drop themselves off where they can fly in this world. They can make anything they want to. They can go to different channels, hang out with people. They can go
different laws within this reality.
Yeah, that's like, think about this. They're talking about going to Mars to visit it. Eventually, we're gonna have, you know, satellites that have mapped out all of Mars, taking pictures. Look at that fucking train. That was our train. But they're gonna be able to. You're gonna be able to go to Mars anytime you want to. They're gonna map it out. You're gonna go there. You're gonna walk around and be like, oh shit, I'm in Mars. The AI's gonna be not AI. What was I saying? Virtual reality, like VR. It's gonna look like you're in Mars, and you can fly a dragon. You can be like, I want a dragon. And you fucking just fly a dragon in Mars. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be so. Everyone's gonna be playing,
and that's awesome.
Yeah. Where's purpose?
There's purpose. Yeah, I was just about to say the purpose, man. Like, if you're living there, that's great. I'd love to ride a fucking dragon on Mars. But
what are we doing?
But what are we doing ultimately? What is it to achieve? What is our purpose?
Well, our purpose is to explore, man, to evolve even more. I mean, I think for me, I want to explore the stars. I want to find what the fuck's going on, like we're talking about now. Like, I think that's where the society's biggest, in my opinion, I think society's biggest aim, and once we fix everything on the planet, everyone's all good, everyone's fed, there's no wars, we all have an ideology where we work together and everyone understands each other, and it's beautiful. It's like a fucking heaven on earth. Then we start exploring. We put all our money into figuring out why the fuck we're on this rock spinning around this fucking nuclear ball of fire. How the fuck are we here? Like, what's going on?
We're never going to achieve that. And I think people would wake up and realize eventually, if it wasn't like a control object, putting the population under a VR, that'd be an easy way for simple-minded folks to just get lost in the sauce and just be all right with themselves. And that's fine, you know. But that could easily be a controlling agent.
I mean, you have the other idea.
But I think people would wake up and think, man, this is fine and all, but this is actually what we're living in. This is what we have naturally. Maybe we need to explore what we got going on with this before we jump way into this. This is further on down the line for us.
Yeah.
There's a way to get to that. Maybe we can evolve our conscious, our cognitive abilities to be able to put us in that dreamlike state, to see what we're fully capable of as a species and where we can go from there.
Yeah.
And then those instruments that we attain along the way, a stronger or a perfect empathy, you know, where morals don't get in the way, everybody's on the same page, that's going to allow us to actually expand and find those answers. We're just very young in our evolutionary track.
Yeah, so you're saying on a conscious, emotional level,
that's where I think we'll find our answers.
I
think it's embedded in us.
I think it's like we're being...
All right, buddy.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You good?
Drunk. Let's get around this guy. That guy's fucking... But, yeah, just develop...
Probably a chick. But, yeah.
But developing empathy, like, that's crazy. Like, we develop... Like, if you look at how everything's operating, it's like it's going towards something. You know, like, humans are, discovering meditation, calming themselves, and being more empathetic. Like, maybe we're going to fine-tune that. It's going to be just embedded in our genes one day. Where we're just going to be totally zen all the time. It's going to be so, like...
But what do you think is a progressive step towards enhancing our cognitive abilities?
Right now, meditation, I would say. Stuff like that right now. It's really all... You just have to...
I've never meditated.
You never done it? I would do it, dude. I try to do it every morning. I was better at it before. But I just do like a 10-minute sitting there with your thoughts. It's just good to sit there and sit with your thoughts. If you don't sit with your thoughts every day, it's like... kind of,
it'll pop up and eat at you if you don't have it resolved.
Yeah, you have to organize yourself. And I think it's good in a sense of interacting with other people too. After you've zen yourself out and you're calm, I could feel great. If I had a good meditation, dude, I will feel great throughout the whole day. I'd be happy to everybody. I just want to give people hugs. I just want to hang out. I just want to talk.
So tell me about meditation. Like, because I know nothing. How does it work? What do you do?
My idea of it, the biggest...
Or is it like a personal thing?
No, the biggest... It's a physical thing. You focus on your body and your breath. And you focus on... What I think is, how perfectly still can I get myself? Without... Because when you look at yourself, you're always jittering a little bit. Your muscles are kind of moving around. And when you sit down and analyze your muscles, it's all... If you can perfectly loosen yourself and make yourself totally just still. Don't fucking just make everything so just, and you feel like you're floating, and you can like your conscience is able to float around shit more, and you're able to think through different stuff, and you look at things, your thoughts are more 3D, and you can see shit better. But it's like completely getting still and reaching that Zen moment. I would try. The way to get me, like I did it, I would hold my breath. I would actually do it. I wouldn't even meditate sometimes. I got really good at it, where I could just like kind of hold my breath and I would just like literally make myself super still. Then I'd let it out, and then I'd be like totally like, ooh, and I'd move slower. And I think moving slow is a very good technique. I've been better at it before, and I've come in and out of it, but moving slow is one of the biggest epiphanies I ever had. Like, just make every movement really slow, and people react to that.
Slow and deliberate.
Yeah, very. People get antsy. Like, try it in social situations. People get fucking. If you're super slow, people are like, "Whoa." It's more godly, I think. It is the move and smoother, and you make other people relax too. It's more.
It's an aura.
Yeah, it's an aura you create with your body.
I've been around certain people that have that kind of body language or aura about themselves.
Yeah.
Where you're like, not even being like a fucking fangirl or not being comfortable with myself, but it's thinking they control the room.
Oh, yeah.
They have a presence. I can feel their aura.
Powerful. Very powerful. There's this one guy.
Not even like a power like a businessman coming in, but like just people.
Oh, yeah, just an aura. There's definitely like some kind of presence, godly presence people can have. And like, I've met people who just move so slow. They just stay there. It's not like a slow where you're annoyed, but it's like a way of, there's no fluttering in their chest. I've been reading this, I've already read it, but it's like my Bible. It's called Tale of Two Swords or something like. It's written by Miyamotumi. It's Taoism basically. There's a guy that talks about it.
You showed me that.
I show you this book?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I found out of there is, or a quote, it's like, have nothing in your chest, have no tension, and everything will be perfect. If you have whatever energy that's tensed up in you, you're giving that out to other people, and they're going to be tense back. Like, if you say something without honesty or if you say something with fear, they're going to react to that.
Uncertainty.
Yeah, but if you say something clearly and with power and confidence, they're going to hear that back, and they're gonna feel it. But if you're all quiet, scared, and you say something, they're gonna be like, ugh, that's weak.
Well, we're talking about meditating. Sort of my understanding, I guess, if I had to think about it right now, because I haven't given it much thought before. Say like you're trying to synchronize your body with your mind. You're trying to understand what your body is there for and how you are in control of it. Which leads me to fucking how I'm not stretching, I'm not fucking working out like I should. Like the guy I showed you earlier, man, that's a dude. He's flexible, he's fucking strong.
Yeah.
And I bet he's got a clear fucking mind too.
Oh yeah.
Because it's to get into that perfect conscious state I was talking about earlier, it's got to be physical too. You got to be.
Oh yeah, it goes hand in hand. So I don't think some skinny little nerd who has a bad posture says, and he's just super smart and he understands everything. No, it's a physical part too. Because if you're smart, you understand to take care of your body, and it enhances your way of thinking if you take care of yourself. So, like the physical aspect, I think, I've met tons of guys who are totally like fit and they're dumb as fuck. Well, I mean.
It's a combination.
There needs to be a bridge. There needs to be like a.
I guess meditation's sort of it, or a helpful. It's a catalyst.
Yeah, it's definitely a middleman thing, I would say. Yeah, it definitely helps, but I don't know. It depends what kind of discipline you're doing. I think too, like how you're working out. But being body conscious and physically conscious is a different kind of. It's a different type of intelligence. You can understand how your muscles and your skeletons are, you just visualize it better than some people who just don't understand it. And like, you understand what area to work and like make yourself move better and go faster and lift things better. That's a different type of intelligence.
There's a confidence. I mean, not that I was ever fucking big or huge.
Yeah.
But there was a time in high school when I was doing Olympic lifting, and I was doing agile movements, and I was just all over the place. There's a time I felt confident in every single little movement I did physically, and it's a confidence, not I'm big. It's almost like an inner feeling. Like,
oh yeah, you feel good.
I am good.
That's why I have to work
good.
out every day, because I feel like everything's not centered for me if I don't work out. I don't feel confident about my being. Like I know, like when I see someone who's also fit and they're doing well, I'm like, shit, I gotta get my shit together. This guy's he's fit. I want to be that fit.
He's going hard.
Yeah, he's fucking giving it. I want to give it. And yeah, I can remember the same time. The first time I really started lifting weights was senior year. Me and Brad during gym, we got to go into the weight room, and me and him would just lift. And I remember getting actually big after a couple of weeks. I was like, holy shit, I've never been this big. And I remember walking out, puffing my chest, and I was like, what? I feel like a fucking boss right now. I just felt so fucking good. I could just feel like I could control a room, dude. It just felt. I loved it.
So you have this confidence within you when you're lifting these weights, right?
Or just working out, just getting healthy.
Yeah, and your body's actually responding to it. That's sort of how it's designed to be.
Yeah.
Maintained. That's going to help you develop your conscious, that correlation. But I was talking about aura earlier. So you walk in the room, or somebody walks in the room, you can tell by their aura that they have something to bring. There's something special about them.
Yeah.
Do you think we can evolve to where we can interact with our conscious without deliberate, tangible notions like touching, feeling, smelling, hearing, body language, shit like that? You can actually
telepathically.
Yeah. Or do you think our minds could be like Bluetooth almost, like a Wi-Fi kind of deal, and that aura is like an early development of something you can get to?
I think it's maybe like a small part of our brain. I mean, I think there is like a sense, because I think when you think shit, thoughts are going into this malleable universe, and I think like, oh, dude, I was thinking the same thing. Oh, I was thinking about that song. Oh, weird.
Say something at the same time.
I think it's very small right now, but we could probably over a couple of years of probably thousands of years of evolution, and if that's a needed like thing to have, I think it might develop. But honestly, I think it's going to come from technology. We're already going to do it. We're going to
be an inhibitor.
Yeah, we're going to have fucking biological. We're going to be ingrained with technology. Like we're going to start making ourselves like, oh, I'm going to get a fucking heart that can beat. Very healthy. I don't need a heart that fails. I don't want something that's weak. I want like a fucking. Give me an organic like technological advanced heart or something. I don't know, but like they're gonna put stuff in your brain where you're like, oh, I can see what you're thinking. No one's gonna talk. It's gonna be all in the head. I don't
Virtual
know.
Thing.
You can cut people out.
If we decide to do block them, we decide to do the whole natural way of being.
Yeah.
Versus the VR.
I mean,
that'd be cool. I think that's the thing that can happen, because with Shootin, like, I can sort of tell what he's thinking without him saying it. It's weird. I've been around him for fucking 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years straight, pretty much. I can tell what he's thinking.
Yeah, I can, mostly body language and stuff, and talking to them enough, oh, that's where the brain is probably at. Almost like an intuitive kind of thing. But yeah, it can also mix, who knows? It can be, well, I was thinking, like, what if we get to a point where everyone has the same brain? So any kind of knowledge or any kind of thing anyone knows, everyone has that thought. Everyone has that database. Yeah, it's a cloud. So eventually we become like this godlike thing. So any new thought, any new idea, it's automatically programmed into the universal consciousness. So
how would you manage browsing that or receiving it? That's a lot of fucking.
I mean, I think we can't fathom it right now, but just how our brains would probably work, it'd be it'd probably be technological too. I mean, it just depends on how we would develop it, but we would like be able to go and like go through the archives.
So if we go through those archives, and it's like a cloud.
Someone asks you a question, you automatically, that's the answer, or like whatever that's what happened.
That'd be a quick way to evolve.
Oh yeah.
Imagine a fucking Indonesian baby born into that society. He's running around, getting shit, walking, balancing shit on his fucking head. I mean, just bullshit right here. But fucking weaving shit.
That was every skill.
the skills that he has. It's going to be limited by his body, his environment. But if we had this cloud that sends all this information, like this is what I've experienced and this is how my DNA has reacted to that.
Yeah.
Then if that's accumulated, we can all evolve or learn or know and have that experience, so that when that our DNA is passed on with that world's knowings and shortcomings.
Yeah. It's also tricky though.
Yeah, I'd say.
It's gonna be very fucking tricky. I don't know, like not just making it, just how it's gonna work. Because I feel like some shit would probably not work out. I don't know, just something would.
I mean, sure, this is way on down the line, but we were talking earlier about fathoming, outside a goldfish outside of a fucking pond.
Oh yeah. I mean, it could be
that's-
beyond anything. Like we can't even comprehend what it could be. Because like, imagine someone knowing every martial arts practice. They know how to fight, and they know every skill. They can do anything they want, and it's like. How does preference fit in? How does someone who's like, oh, I'd rather do this, but instead you got everything thrown in your head and you're an expert at everything. It's like, where do I even? What do I
go?
What do I do?
with this?
What do I do? It's like, at what point does it say, oh, I like doing this more? And then as you're doing it, other people are getting good at it too.
Everybody becomes the same.
Well, maybe you have a way where your conscience can go and do what you want. Like, oh, I really like knitting sweaters. You get so good at knitting sweaters. You get better and better. You push the envelope, and so everyone else gets that benefit of you pushing the boundaries, Or like someone studying quantum mechanics. Someone's like sitting there just trying their best.
Well, you can't be selfish in that fact. I mean, if we're on that level, we need to be concerned with where the world goes when we get to that level.
Oh no, yeah, it's way down the line. It's like we'd be more of a family too, It'd be more of like
it wouldn't be I did this, we did this as humans.
Yeah, we did this.
So I don't think there'd be that selfish aspect. I think we'd be past that by then.
We'd become a god. It'd be like we'd be a form of. I don't even know if you would need individuals anymore. It would turn into some kind of one being of just. Maybe like turn into everyone just kind of collides into this one kind of godlike thing that goes around the universe, just fucking gaining knowledge and just exploring. Yeah.
We are God.
We are. We like to think. Look at what we've already done to this planet. Look at how when we think any thought that's ever anything you see is from a thought. We created it in our minds. We are some kind of weird godlike thing.
Well, in the Bible, actually, I'm going to reference Christianity. Earlier on in Genesis, I think it was page 30-something. I read it. Anyways, it's the Tower of Babylon. Or Babel,
yeah.
Tower of Babel, right?
Yeah.
Humans weren't separated by language or race or thought or emotion.
They try to go fight God, right? They try to build a tower to go.
We're going to build a tower straight to the heavens.
Yeah.
That early on, even in that development, that environment, this body that we had.
Yeah.
Even that undeveloped, as individuals, we come together as a species, as everybody comes together. God literally had to separate them before they built a fucking tower to the heavens and ruined everything for them.
Yeah. It's definitely a odd metaphorical thing to get behind. That whatever you could be has already been foreseen, maybe, or it's already like something that's already
destination.
Yeah, I mean, anything in this universe is like God is such a loaded word. I wish we had a different word, because when someone says God, you think of a different God than other person. Some people's gods are more.
It's an interpretation.
Yeah, but it's also more. What's the word? I want to say elegant, but that's not the right word. But some people have a more refined God. Some people have a more basic, like, oh, that's God. He's in the clouds and he watches over me and listens to me. And
I think God is achieving answers. It's the knowing,
the curiosity
within us.
Yeah, the curiosity to know. Why is that in us? Why do we care? Why do we want to know? And
why do we think this way if there is a God? Why do we think this way to want to find our purpose and to be set on this place?
Well, I mean, anything,
not have to know our place.
I think it's just the fact is we don't know. I mean, if we knew, I mean, it would be cool, all right? If there was something that kind of made sense, where we could just chill and like, oh, cool, we know now. I don't know. It's just like now, it's such a fucking mystery. That's why there's so many religions and philosophies and ways of trying to understand this shit. Like, we look up in the stars, and like, think about back then when they looked up, they're like, what are we doing here? And you look at other people and you're like, what are we? We're talking to each other, making sounds, and you understand what I'm saying, and we're looking at the star. Like, what is going on? Like, what the fuck is this?
I still don't know.
I still don't fucking know either.
As far as I can get.
All I can do is guess. I can just sit here and fucking talk about it.
I can talk about it for hours.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, in our lifetime, it's gonna be tough to tell, my friend.
It's just fucking. And you know, like the whole idea of God, I think it's just everything. When someone says God, I don't think it's a individual thing. I think God is everything, whatever.
It's the answer to their question.
It's more of a force. I don't even want to call it. I'd rather call it the force, honestly. I think it's everything that goes in, but it's in between everything. It's the energy. I think it's energy. I think it's everything that exists. It's God. It's existence. It's something. It's this weird thing that creates more stuff. Creation. Like, creation is God. Why are things constantly... Why are we all... What's humans doing? We're constantly updating ourselves. We're constantly building new iPhones, we're advancing every aspect of our lives. Like, we're constantly... What are we going? Where are we going? Where are we moving to? There's something
we're pushing for.
We're pushing for something. I mean, I guess we're just like, let's see how far.
It's funny that everybody goes through life not understanding that. Well, I guess I just got to get a job, work 9 to 5, and fucking take care of my wife.
Yeah.
And reproduce.
They just make their life so generic. And that's why I think religion's a little bit kind of like a plague on psychological thinking. I think it plagues you in a sense of, it halts you. It stops you at a point where it's like, don't go there.
Stop searching.
Stop looking, man. You're done. Here's the wall.
There it is.
Now go back and you...
Go back where you came from and be a good boy.
Go be a good boy and you start working. Get some money in there. We gotta get this ball rolling. But I think it was a good... I think we probably needed religion back then to keep everyone settled. People were fucking killing each other. No morals. There's no organization of a moral code. That's why it was invented. You know? There's no... Like, oh yeah, I could be nice, but fuck. Can I just steal this and just fuck you? I don't know, but at the
Nobody's told me what was good or not.
Yeah, but at the same time, it should also be the golden rule. I mean, the golden rule was before Christianity. It's in every religion. The golden rule to treat people how you want to be treated. Be nice. Don't be an asshole. Be nice to people. And it creates wonders for communities. If you're nice and kind, they're going to be kind back to you, and it's going to bring the world together. That's something we figured out way before religion, and that's something
it's understood.
It's an understood
concept. You born a baby out in the wall, whatever. You birth 2 of them, right?
They don't even know their language. You don't even know their language either.
Yeah,
just give them food.
They know how to treat each other. They don't hurt each other.
Yeah,
or just understand that they're sort of the same thing.
Like if you feed, like think of a dog. Like when you feed the dog, you pet it, you love it. You pet it when it comes home, you hug it. They're gonna love you back. But if you fucking punch that dog and don't feed it, and you're just kind of shitty to it, it's gonna be shitty to you too. And if you punch somebody, someone's gonna punch you back, or they run away, or whatever. But they're scared of you. But if you're nice to somebody, you give someone. It's
camaraderie.
Yeah, it's whatever energy I'm giving you, I'm just hopefully gonna get it back. So it's a way of creating like an energy bubble within things. And I think religion was probably a way of organized. I don't know. I mean, like when someone says they're Christian, the only thing that gets me like, oh wow, you actually think there was a Jew zombie that fucking could control everything with his mind, and he was just a fucking magic man walking around. And it's like, right there, that's like, you're kind of, like we could talk about your concept of God and stuff, but when you start really taking the stories literal, that's when things are like, come on, man, what are you doing? You're not even, if you think the world's 5,000 years old, you don't think evolution's real because if you're going against science and hold up your fucking religion that's made 2,000 something plus years ago, and when no one knew shit. Dude, come on, man. What are you doing? You're wasting. We're ahead of our. We're already. Let's keep moving. Why you got to stop us right here? And then, I don't know, what do you think Jesus was? What he made a fucking ruckus. What's going on?
Big ruckus.
Yeah, a
big footprint.
Yeah, what did he do? They literally think he's magic, and it's like that's crazy. Like, why if there's
literally like no evidence of this person. I mean, why would there just be that one person in a speck of time that we can comprehend that did this magical thing?
Yeah.
Why hasn't there been another?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're meditative and you reach a perfect state of being, you're able to do shit. Awesome. But statistically, that shit should have happened again already. Why was he the one that figured it out in a time when we didn't know shit? You know, like.
So far back in the day.
Yeah, and then you start thinking about Zeus and other gods who did shit and other people who had powers throughout different cultures and stuff. It's like, shut up. You're making up stuff. They're all making up stuff.
Shut up.
Stories made, passed down through time, and now our thoughts are clouded with this fucking plague. There's like a virus and conscious thinking now. But
so you're too busy being coddled by this thing that you're handed and told is the truth without you ever going out and figuring it out for yourself.
Yeah,
you just take this formatted, put together thing that people have written.
Yeah.
You're saying, yep, that's every bit of this is true. It's good to go. Certified.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. I just feel it.
And it's so generic because it's like that's the most foundational thing of a human being. So I think everybody goes through a crisis of existence. But when you're given a sweet little packaged ideal like Christianity, once you're born, you stop wondering, you stop guessing, you don't develop your personality into something interesting, you don't fucking try to become something better and see the world through a different perspective and be something unique and spread different ideals. You're just another fucking cattle. You're just another cow. You're just a sheep of the pack. You don't think like anybody. You're just wearing what everyone else is wearing. Because I think at the foundational of your philosophical thinking, it's going to rise up to like how you interact with people, how you talk, and like how you dress, and where you go, who you hang out with. Yeah, it's like you completely sold your life away. You're given this gift to be something different, to go explore. You get the gift of, wow, where are we? Let's fucking.
What are we doing? Let's see what's going on.
Let me do this for myself. Let me go see the world. But no, you threw that away because you were scared to face
the uncertainty.
The uncertainty, exactly. You were too scared to jump into the unknown, and then that's when you meet people. Most people today, there's like this there's this brainwashed weakness. Like it's not.
You were telling me one time. I don't know if it's some article you read or a book or something you saw. But you're explaining like there's different steps in the evolutionary track consciously. Like we're on 3 or something.
Oh.
And the smart ones, the really advanced ones are on 4.
I wish I recorded that. Yeah, it's 1 to 5. So most people, it's probably gonna be choppy as fuck. I can't remember. But yeah, so 1 is where most people are. About like 90% people are at 1. They're operating at a way that's
maintenance.
Maintenance, yeah. They're
on autopilot.
Autopilot, just going through life, not really thinking about anything. 2 is the crisis stage, I believe. That's when people will hit that around when they're young, probably going through puberty and shit. They'll start freaking out about like, why am I here? They start getting kind of maybe depressed. They have an existential crisis. They freak out, like, what the fuck is going on? This is getting bad. Where do I go? Why am I here? And then if you're able to get through the 2 and go to the 3, if you don't go through the 2, you just go back to 1, if you don't kill yourself. So you go back to 1. So 3 is...
what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, I need to get around that shit. 3 is the next level. You're not totally... You're out of the whole... You still have almost like a foundational framework of what you think life could be and how to act, I guess, from what I remember. It's just like another, it's like, you're not totally
balance. You're shaky in your way of thinking, but you're still like you're on the track. And 4 is a solid human of someone who's a fresh. You're not like everybody. You're not dressing like everybody else. You probably, we see meet 4s. Those are people who create trends and stuff. Those are the people who probably spark evolution. Like they create a type of music that everyone gets around and builds communities around. Those are the type of people that's a new like way of expressing the human. Like they're a new thing. They're like people will copy it. It's not like, I'm not talking about some crazy guy running around with a fucking clown. I'm talking about someone who understands humans. Understands themselves, but they also understand people feed off them. They're good to other humans. Humans like that person around. They love when they're around. They get an energy off this person. They're totally centered, like I was talking about how totally calm and shit. 4s are fucking powerful. 5s is the whole idea of like only like maybe 1% of the 1% of the 1% have ever existed. It's like Jesus was a 5, or like fucking maybe some scientists that reach some kind. I'm not even a scientist, but like a person who's completely like zen when they walk in. Like even you could say that with maybe movie stars, not movie stars, but maybe comedians and stuff. Like they have like this power of making people laugh and just making them feel good when in their presence. There's like a wow, this person's, there's something, you ever met, there's an energy you feel. I honestly don't know if I've ever met a 5. I would say Joe Rogan is the only person I would say I would throw like, okay, that's a perfect person almost.
Yeah.
To me, the way I look at it, because he's got it all figured out on every aspect of everything.
How everything works.
Yeah.
They're connected.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's like
people come into that religion. All right, I asked you that because I want to say, are some people not predestined, but more prone for the brainwashing, so to speak, or this? I'm going to stick to this prepackaged ideology.
I think
because it's easy.
It's all environment, dude. Yeah.
How they grew up, they just don't know better. They can't perceive that it's actually something they should be worried about or something they should look further into.
Especially after the age of 25, when someone's like religious, up to after 25 or like early 20s, it's just like you can't. I don't know. I think they're pretty much locked in to what they believe. They're not going to change.
You say 25? Is that because that's when the brain stops?
That's when the brain stops. You crystallize all your beliefs, basically. I mean, you still can learn shit and get better at stuff, but when it comes to your personality is stopped. You are who you are until you die. Pretty much once you hit 25, everything you developed of what you could, that's what you are. This is what you are. And then fuck, where was I going with that?
As far as people being prone.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's like based on your environment, dude. Like, if you're born in Columbus, like we are, they have the most churches in any part in the United States on a square mileage basis. Like, churches are everywhere. Yeah. So, we're literally the most religious spot probably in the United States when it comes to the church intertwined. So, you're constantly... If your parents are super Christian, they take you to church every Sunday. Oh my God.
What
the fuck was that? Dude. What could have that been? What could have that been?
Well, something just happened.
That like a blue bomb went off. That wasn't even lightning. What the fuck was that? Dude, aliens just landed. I think we summoned some shit.
By talking about it. Maybe we just reached 5 by talking about this.
I think we're reaching up fucking a groove.
Damn.
Oh my God, that was fucking amazing.
We just saw fucking aliens.
What is over
there?
there?
That wasn't natural, bro. That was a green boom.
What could that have been? We're probably freaking out.
Nothing that I know. This is in the middle of fucking nowhere. This is on the interstate. This is right off the interstate.
I want to go back. I want to go just explore that shit. That was a literal blue light. There's like a light bulb of it too. There's like one in a centered area and it kind of like up in this. That was very weird. I've never seen anything that weird.
That's like the second weirdest thing I've ever fucking seen.
That kind of stopped my heart a little bit. I was like, oh fuck.
When I saw it, I thought something was about to happen. Like something was coming out of the woods,
What if something's
Something's
happening?
gonna stop, like an EMP. I don't fucking know.
Like a nuke or some shit. I forgot what I was talking about. That was scary.
Bro, fuck what we're talking about. Dang.
Yo, what the hell was that shit? It makes. Have you ever seen the movie The Day After Tomorrow? It's an alien movie, I think, with Tom Cruise.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure The Day After Tomorrow is like the weather, the elements.
Oh yeah, fuck, you're right. You're exactly. I don't know what that movie is. What's the movie called? With it has Dakota Fanning in it, and it's a little older movie. It has Tom Cruise in it. It's about aliens attacking, and it's probably the best.
Science?
Not Science. It's the best. They take over the world, and people are running around.
Independence Day?
No, Independence Day. I don't know when you say it. Actually, let me Google it.
Hey, how about you Google fucking gas stations?
You need a gas station?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Hold on. Let me find this movie. Tom Cruise.
Oh shit! I know what you're talking about. There's a little girl with him.
Yeah, blonde girl. It's his daughter. War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
That shit was probably one of the best fucking science fiction, like...
Started harvesting people.
It made me... That's the most, like, accurate, like...
What you think would go down?
What would go down. If aliens were evil. If they weren't cool. But, yeah.
That was not cool. Whatever just happened there, not cool.
I kind of... In a bad way, and this is terrible to think, but I kind of want something crazy, major to happen.
Like, what would it be? I mean, we're talking about aliens, but could there be something else? Like
an apocalyptic thing go down. I really want. I mean, I probably will hate it once it happens, but the rush and the feeling of having to survive and create a group and defend something and have like a more purposeful day
to achieve something.
To achieve,
you have a sense of urgency.
Yeah. Would be
government would go down the drain.
After a while, I'd fucking hate it. You know, I'd be like, I want a fucking hot shower. I want to eat. I don't want shit. I just want to eat some food. I take that back. I really love my life now, but sometimes, like, I would love to, like, when a tornado's coming, I get excited. Is that bad? I love it. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. If it's a bad storm, I'm like, oh shit.
I really like storms.
Me too. I love when it's fucking pouring.
Like, why isn't it pouring harder?
I want it to get rough. Like. Okay, let me look up gas station.
I see gas on 42. I don't know if they're open or not.
You want to go on that?
Pretty sure, yeah. I'll roll with that.
I'm sure. I don't even know why I have to look up for one, because he's going to see one on an exit. That's the only option. But, yeah, let's go to the next one. I'm sure it's 24.
It's going to be a good podcast. We talked about a lot of fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, it's a great podcast.